Hey guys, movie fan here. Well, the live stream has finally happened, and I will have to tell you guys, it's definitely not going to be my best, that's for sure, because, well, I have a few things to talk about that aren't exactly very pleasant right now, but we'll get into that in a little bit. First, I want to say that obviously it's going to be about Jason David Frank. I haven't talked about him in a live stream since the day we tragically lost him. But, you know, I recently came across some new information that I think needs to be discussed in one form or another. But, well, I guess at the moment, just start off with a little moment of silence here. All right. Well, this is going to be rough, guys. I'm not going to lie. But, as a fan and so on, I think it needs to be said. It has come to my attention recently. Now, we all know he had some problems because, after it happened, we found out about his depression. But I recently found out that it was more than just that. He was also bipolar, apparently, which, now it makes perfect sense. That's the sad thing. It really does make perfect sense because, well, I actually know firsthand because I don't talk about myself much in my personal life, but this is one exception I'll have to make. Years ago, I dated a girl who was bipolar, and oh my god, she had some serious problems. She was bipolar and depressed at the same time. She would often, act cheery and stuff, and then she would just go off. Hey, Shamar, good to see you. Well, I would prefer to talk with another fan, so how about we just bring Shamar in? That's always a plus. Just give me a second here. Well, anyway, while we're waiting, I'll tell you the story. Well, I dated her for about a year. I mean, it didn't come off at first, but it came up later on. There were times she was jolly and cheery about stuff, but then there were times that she would just go off on people. She would just get so mad or so upset, and I'm not kidding. There were several times she even threatened to kill her family members. I'm not kidding. And I think you can understand why I don't date her anymore. Because it occurred to me, gee, that could be me down the road. So, Anyway, yeah, she was like that. I mean, she would just go off. She would get all depressed. And of course, she would say and or do stuff. And she was actually suicidal too. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I know firsthand. And the sad thing is, that never occurred to me, that possibility with Jason. And now, hearing this, it makes sense now. That's just it. It makes perfect sense because, this explains a lot. This explains, well, it explains part of why he ended up doing it. Now, granted, he battled depression big time. We didn't know that until it was after the fact, of course. But at the same time, well, and of course, I still blame his wife for pushing him over the edge. But the fact is, he was also bipolar, and that makes perfect sense. Ah, here he comes. Hey, Shamar.
Hey,
Well, how much have you caught so far?
almost everything.
Hmm. Yeah, this only came to light to me just a few weeks ago. that he was bipolar. And again, this makes perfect sense now because
Oh
it would explain his behavior at times.
man.
Yeah, because and I'm sorry, guys, to disillusion a hero here, but I'm sorry. It's just something I think needs to be discussed. I'm not saying right or wrong here. It's just the truth. Now, I mean, like I said, I did date a girl who was bipolar, so I've seen this before, and it should have occurred to me
Man, I
about the
didn't know.
possibility of that, because this explains, his. Oh no, no, I didn't either. I only recently found out because I came across a little article claiming that, and of course Walter Jones finally came out and said it too. Yeah, he said that there were times that he could talk to him like online, and then all of a sudden he would say, "I'm not talking to you anymore, man." And I'm talking Jason would say that. I mean, I can picture that because it makes perfect sense. Because with bipolar people, they go off like that. It's been known to happen. I've seen it firsthand, and that explains some of the things I've heard about Jason behind the scenes. Now, granted, we all know him as the fun-loving guy and all that, but I've
Yeah,
also heard stories of like at his martial arts dojos where he would just go off on people for doing something wrong. Now, like doing a move wrong. But
yeah.
but again, I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but it makes sense. I mean, one, he was very passionate martial artist. There's no denying that. And,
Hmm.
truth be told, compared to going off on somebody, that's nothing, because I know in quite a few countries, especially Japan, if you do something wrong, wham, that's what happens. So, oh, yeah, yeah, that's what happens. But anyway, yeah, that would explain that. And it would, if anything, it would also explain the so-called feud between him and Austin. Because Austin has never said anything bad about him, even after all that. I mean, I don't know
I
if you
mean,
ever
they never
noticed,
see
but
me. I noticed about this because me and Sky been talking about a while back when we was doing swings every series, and
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen quite a few interviews. People would ask Austin about Jason, and we're talking way before all this, of course. And he never had anything bad to say about him at all.
oh
Compared to Jason, who called him a compulsive liar and all kinds of things. I mean, I won't deny there it does seem to be. Oh, excuse me a minute, Jonathan, the reviewer. Hey, Jonathan. But yeah, Sabatru, there is some proof to confirm that Austin does tell a tall tale. But I'll have to save that for a little later. But anyway, yeah, the thing is, most people don't take that so personally. And unfortunately, people with that kind of condition, they do take that kind of stuff personally. Because the girl I dated, you could tell her no to a simple thing, and this girl, she got all depressed and crying and stuff, like you basically told her to go herself. You know what I mean?
yeah, man, that's terrible.
Or
That's
like you
really
said, she was ugly or something, and that's the truth. That
yeah,
my point is, they do take this stuff pretty seriously, personally, in fact. So
yeah. I
that
doubt that.
Yeah, so that would explain the so-called feud between him and Austin, because you know, again, I've never seen Austin really criticize him. I mean, he did say that they weren't exactly drinking buddies, but even then, he never had anything bad to say about him. Not really.
Like I never even seen it. It was like I don't just don't understand these people said about it because they going back and forth with Jason and Austin and saying like,
Yeah.
come on, like that doesn't even make sense for them. Like he never said anything. Like
Nope. I mean, Jason we know said stuff, but Austin no. And even then, it's not very clear. I mean, I've heard a few interviews, but at that time, yeah, I was getting annoyed with him because, I mean, seriously, man. But this, and it should have been so obvious, because it makes sense. Like I said, it explains why he would go off like that, why he would take things so personally. Ah, the Duke of Arts is here. Hey, Duke. Sorry, I got a bit of a frog in my throat here. Anyway. Oh, sure. Yeah, here, give me a second. I'm gonna push the old invite button again, so to speak. Okay, guys, here we go. But yeah, that's the truth, I'm afraid, because you know, yeah, people with that condition, they just take things so personally, and that's no lie. I have seen this. I mean, I'm sorry if anybody who's watching out there might have that condition. I'm just telling the truth. That's all. So, I mean, I'm not criticizing you guys. I'm just telling the truth. So, but yeah, and it differs from person to person. And yeah, unfortunately, it can coincide with depression too. Like I said, the girl I dated had that, and she was even suicidal. Yeah.
Oh God.
So yeah, because when I dated her, there were quite a few times that she even threatened to kill her mom and her brother and her dad. Yeah.
Oh my God. Why? Why do you even do that?
Well, that's why I don't date her no more. That's one fact. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, everyone.
Hey. But yeah, and it explains a lot. And that's the truth. And on top of that, how much have you heard, Jonathan?
Well, not much.
Oh, well, I might as well. Well, I don't like to repeat myself, but I'll definitely make an exception. I just recently found out that brace yourself for this one, man. That it turns out Jason David Frank was bipolar.
Bipolar?
Bipolar.
Yeah, it's true. Like I didn't want to believe myself either, but it's true.
Yeah, and I'm just talking about this because it explains so much about the stuff he did, because, and I'm not talking about the good stuff, of course. I mean, there was that too, because they could be fun loving as well. And he was that kind of guy. And there's no denying he was always dedicated to the fans, all of us,
And always will be.
Yeah.
It's true, Jack.
Sorry about that. But yeah. And here's the thing, Jonathan. I'm pretty sure I told you about that one ex-girlfriend I had prior who was crazy. She was bipolar. I lost him. He'll come back. The signal goes on him sometimes. I don't know why. It just does. Well, anyway, like I was saying, this would explain that because, they take things so personally. And, I remember one story was that Jason claimed that allegedly Austin told him when they were still doing Power Rangers that supposedly, he fought in a whole bunch of matches, because he was a martial artist too, Austin. And supposedly he killed a guy in the ring. But that's one story that he claimed, but I don't know. Here he is. He's back again.
Oh, all right, there we go. There.
But, the Duke of Arts. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you
Good
again.
to see you, too. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's all right. Well,
and I'm also sorry for missing The Grinch Stole Christmas. I had a lot to do last year.
Oh, that's all right, man. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, too. But
yeah, it was.
Unfortunately, I have to put that aside. So
we're talking about Jason David Frank?
Yeah. Well, I found out something.
As PJ said, he's a legend.
Yeah.
He is a good legend. First, he was the Green Ranger. Then he was the White Ranger. Then he was the Red Zeo, the Red Turbo Ranger, and then the Black Dino Ranger.
Yep. He sure was.
That's one thing I'll never forget.
Nope. Totally.
From my childhood.
Oh, totally. And there's no reason that we should forget that either, because I'm sorry to say this, Duke, there's going to be some bad news here that I'm sharing. Because, well, I'm sorry.
And I understand it's probably not good news.
It's not, but it does explain a lot. And in a way...
why he committed suicide?
Part of it, yes, I believe it does.
Was part of it that I know, part of it was what I've heard is it has something to do with his depression that he suffered from, which we never knew,
Nope. Not
and
until,
also because his Tammy and him wanted to get a second divorce.
yeah, we know she pushed him over the edge, and there's no denying that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she served in divorce papers at a con, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet that hit Jason David Frank pretty hard.
Oh, obviously.
I heard about that too.
And what's worse is that none of the in the memorial service, none of the Power Ranger cast shows up.
No, and I
Because-
think she was to blame.
And you know what I think? One of them I know was Amy Jo Johnson. I've seen her getting so tearfully emotional over the loss of Jason David Frank. I've seen that.
Yeah, we
You
saw
should have
that
seen
tribute.
that 17-minute video. I think it was almost 18 minutes, but either way, you should have seen throughout.
Was that you were talking about, Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah,
I knew what happened. I understand what happened. And Amy Jo Johnson, I know, took it pretty hard.
She did.
She took it pretty hard because, believe it or not, she played as the character role with Tommy as the love interest.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were real close as friends, too.
Yep, and that's no denying that.
Nope. Yeah, and I, personally, I've always believed that he was the one who convinced her to finally do those Comic Cons because, she was resistant to that for years.
He was very supportive.
Yeah, that too. He was very supportive.
And I will never doubt that.
Nope.
I will never doubt that or deny it.
Yeah, same here, man. And yeah, there's no denying that with Amy, she took it hard. I could picture that she probably just couldn't go because of that. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Heck,
and I think Austin St. John, Walter Jones, and David Yost, and Johnny Young Bosch, and Karen Ashley probably all couldn't come. Yep, and Steve Mardanius. Yep, Mardanius. Yep, he couldn't. They all couldn't come because I think they took it pretty hard themselves.
Well, that may have been part of it. I am inclined to believe that. But at the same time, I think that Tammy didn't invite them.
And you know what? That's beyond a doubt. That's beyond... Hold on. Let me see. That's beyond what I believe could have happened too. Maybe she didn't want to invite them. Maybe it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Maybe she didn't want to invite them because I think maybe it's possible she knew them too.
I don't know, but
maybe she knew them. Maybe she didn't want them to get involved in what happened because I think Tammy took it pretty hard herself. That's my guess, and so did her daughter, Gina.
Yeah, we know her for sure, but I don't know.
Gina, I know, follows into her father's footsteps.
Yeah.
Yep. Now all we need from her is to see her probably on the on the television screen, carrying on Tommy's morpher as the new Green Ranger.
Yep, the daughter, and I did learn that Jason David Frank had sons too.
Yeah, they don't talk about them. I don't know why.
No, because Jacob Frank, I hear, was dragged down because he made a lot of mistakes himself.
Oh,
gee.
He made a lot of bad mistakes himself and probably became a bad influence. Which I believe he deserves a second chance. I guess. Do you believe people who learn from their mistakes deserve a second chance in life?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Well, if they show signs that they learn their lesson, and that I think it's possible.
I believe that it is completely possible that people do learn from their mistakes, even though we don't want to see it, or people refuse to see it because who knows? Maybe because they are holding a grudge against them.
Maybe, I don't know, but
Who knows?
Anyway,
In the meantime, I keep on asking myself, why can't they just make a sequel to Once and Always and put Jenna Frank as the daughter?
As Tommy's daughter.
Daughter of yeah.
Of Tommy
Yeah,
Oliver, the daughter.
Tommy, and probably raised by Kimberly as a mother figure and Jason as an uncle.
well,
That's
I don't-
That's a possibility right there.
Perfect tribute to Jason David Frank.
Yeah, I believe that too.
maybe somewhere down the road, but considering how Hasbro has messed everything up, I don't see that happening.
And how of course they did that tribute to him in the last minute.
Yeah,
Even I wrote a memorial letter for Jason David Frank.
yeah, I remember. Awesome letter.
I did that to him
There
because
should be a video of what would be like if we get a sequel.
Exactly. And to tell you the truth, when I first heard about it in 2022, I was heartbroken.
We all
Because you know why?
We all are.
I'll tell you why I was heartbroken, and I understand you're all heartbroken too. Because I felt so heartbroken because I wrote a letter to him. I even drew a picture of him as the Green Ranger with Eye Guy and Pumpkin Rapper that I drew on Halloween of 2020. I wanted to share with him so he can see my art, and he would have. But and a couple of weeks later, I heard that he died. At first, when I first heard that, I thought it was a prank.
Yeah, a lot of sickos pull that junk. So we were all waiting to see if it was confirmed or not confirmed. You know,
until suddenly when we realized it was true, he died.
Yeah,
and I couldn't believe it. But how did he die? And they said it was suicide. Like what? I had no idea that he suffered from depression.
they kept that under wraps until that point.
Jason David Frank kept that under wraps. I wish he would have told us. Maybe he didn't want to.
He didn't want to. I looked it up. That more stuff is coming to light. He wanted to maintain the image that heroes don't need that kind of thing. You know, that
I agree.
They don't have that problem, and I get it. Nicholas is here. Give me
Yeah,
one
that's
second.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Yeah, and Duke,
Nicholas, who?
You better brace yourself for this one because I got to tell you this, man.
Okay, I can try. Whatever you can tell us, I can take it. I'll try.
Okay. Well, it's come to light recently. I just found this out like last week that turns out Jason was bipolar, which explains part of it big time.
Bipolar,
especially with all the mood swings and all that.
That's exactly right.
Oh, I was afraid of that. I had a feeling he probably had bipolar.
Hey, Nicholas.
Hey, Nicholas.
Hey, what's up?
Well, not much.
Well,
just usual.
Well, we found out something about Jason David Frank, though.
Well,
we found out that Jason David Frank actually was bipolar.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Bipolar disorder is kind of a really interesting phenomenon. 1 second somebody's a certain way, and then the next minute there's something else.
Yep, that's it.
It's no wonder he suffered from depression. And that's why Tammy wanted to get a second divorce for the second time, and Jason David Frank took it pretty hard that he killed himself in his own bathroom, locking himself and hanging himself.
Oh my God! I just wish Tammy would have just kept that in private, because that was really no one else's business except between him and Jason. I mean, between her and Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, serving papers at the con.
Really? Did you really have to do that?
That was just ridiculous. And what sickens me the most is she made that statement claiming that they were getting back together. No, they weren't.
No,
it's not even true.
she's not fooling anybody with that garbage.
It's her.
Yeah.
Well,
But, yeah.
It's definitely her.
Yeah.
even though I kind of figured that Jason had some kind of bipolar, and I kind of realized that he had suffered from depression, even though he never told us until we found out the hard way.
Yeah.
The same thing that happened with Robin Williams.
Yeah. But yeah, and this makes perfect. Here's the thing. This is why I'm talking about this, because it makes perfect sense. It answers so much. Part of his suicide, yes, that part definitely. But it also explains some of the stuff that Jason had done. Like, for instance, when he was with MMA, how he challenged Austin St. John and CM Punk to a match. Like not the same match, I mean, but just to for MMA, and they turned him down flat, and he just went off online about that. He took it so personally. He said all kinds of hurtful things to them about turning him down. It's no secret he really did do that. I always thought MMA just kind of messed with him a little because, I never did like MMA, to be honest. I think it's disrespect. Truth be told, I think it's a disgrace to martial arts. I really do. But I always thought that had something to do with it.
But Jason David Frank is a good expert on martial arts.
Oh, yeah, he is. There's
He's been doing it for years.
Really is.
But
he was really good. He was really good since he was about 13 years old.
Oh, yeah, he was. There's no doubt about that. I'm sorry. It's not, what I mean is, it's not that the way, people do martial arts, it's what they're using it for. Gladiator sport. That's what I don't like. I'm sorry. I find that to be disgraceful.
And I'm sorry to hear that, too.
Last time I checked, people use martial arts as a, last time I checked, people use martial arts as a form of discipline to defend oneself.
Exactly, and that's what Jason David Frank always says in his martial arts lessons, in his videos, Karate Club.
Yep.
It changed my life, and I really liked the way he taught us how to use martial arts as a self-defense. Yep. Same thing with the other Power Ranger stars and Austin St. John, and I just think Jason David Frank, well, in my opinion, which is a hypothesis, Jason David Frank is a good martial arts fighter and a good one.
Yeah.
Taught him everything. Since he learned that since he was younger. It's no wonder he was so good at it.
Totally.
Yeah.
He is really good at those things, especially when he does stuff like boxing, wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I like the way he said, "Ah!" like that. And I will never forget how he kais like that.
Yeah. He's the only one who
that is one
kais
of
the way
his
he
famous
does.
catchphrases.
Awesome. Yep. Totally.
Oh, yeah. And I like the way he says that because that's how I know that it's him.
Yep.
And I've been drawing Jason David Frank illustrations and Power Ranger art illustrations because of him.
Yeah. Totally. Man.
But since he died, I kind of stopped doing that, but not recently. I will still continue on. I even drew a new illustration from the 34th episode of Wild Force that he came in for the 10th anniversary. Where all 10 Red Rangers
forever
Sometimes
red.
you cannot have Power Rangers without Jason David Frank.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of which, is anyone going to Go Ranger Station next month?
No, I'm afraid I won't be able to get there. So
yeah, because Go Ranger Station this year is in Philadelphia, and I live in Maryland, so I'm gonna take the train up there.
Oh, rock on.
Yeah. I just wish, and sometimes what I always wished. I've been waiting for a lot of people for the Power Ranger stars that are alive today to write back to me.
Oh yeah.
Austin St. John is what I'm waiting on, and Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I'm also waiting for her. I'm waiting for finally to come to Power Morphicon.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's about time that she comes to Power Morphicon. I mean, not only Jason David Frank, but also Karen Ashley, David Yost, Walter Jones, and a few others did came to that event.
Even Johnny Young Bosch.
And you don't forget Yo.
I'm sure sooner or later she will, man.
I hope he does. Because
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of ideas. Amy Jo Johnson was also on a Disney movie called Susie Q.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember this movie.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it though.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it, and that's the reason why it was out there, because it was her that was the main star, because she played as the ghost of Susie Q.
Yep.
And I think, you know what I think? I think Amy Jo Johnson should do.
What?
She should do some voice acting lessons.
Oh yeah,
Well, I don't think she'll
you
get
should do
into
that.
that. But
Not just
Well,
in, not
well,
just
no,
if there's a
I
Power
don't mean
Rangers
that. It's
animated
just
series,
that
but also for probably DC or Marvel.
exactly. Because
well, that would
Amy
be
Jo Johnson, I like the way she talks in a sassy kind of way.
well, that'd be awesome, guys. But I don't think she's gonna because it sounds to me like she's done with acting. Now she's just focusing on directing and writing and family. She's definitely focusing on that.
Yeah,
And I
and I
think we
think,
all
and
know
I've
where
been
she came
thinking
off.
about, and I thought Amy Jo Johnson would be perfect for one of my characters that I'm writing for, developing for my book series, which I hope to get published.
Oh, cool. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But
Yeah.
she should do like family movies like Talking Animals.
Mm. Yeah. Well,
Probably for Disney, I think.
well, guys, I have to get back on the topic. I'm sorry to say.
Okay, go ahead, movie
It's
fan.
all right.
You
It's
can,
all right.
you can.
But yeah.
I'm not stopping you.
Oh no. It's just I hate to interrupt a good moment, but then again, I'm afraid I have to get back to that. But yeah, it does explain a lot because it would. I've even heard stories how Jason would go off on people when it was at his dojo, for instance, when people did something wrong, just a simple mistake or something, he'd get real mad about it. I've heard about that, but but he was a very passionate martial artist too. So that's one thing, but it would make sense to that detail. Plus, it would explain part of his depression because they do seem to go hand in hand, unfortunately. They really do. I dated a girl who was like that. And oh my gosh, she would threaten to kill her parents, her brother all the time.
I see what that is.
Yeah, I see.
Gossiping.
That's why I don't date her anymore. But anyway, you see my point. And
I see the point. I definitely see your point, movie fan.
Yeah, and this would explain the so-called feud between him and Austin because Austin's never had anything bad to say about Jason. I mean,
No.
Yeah, but Jason, he goes off on how Austin's a compulsive liar, and I'll admit there is some truth to that. I'm sorry to say, but
It was all because of his depression.
I think it was part of it that because of his bipolar, that he took it so personally because you talk to someone with that condition and you tell them no, just a simple no, they take it so personally. I'm not kidding, because half the time with this girl I dated, when her brother refused to give her money, that's when the death threats came in. Yeah, she never acted on it, to the best of my knowledge. At least as far as I know, she's not acted on it, but that's my point. She would do that sort of thing. And
and that's why. So that's why. Do you believe that Jason Frank did this to himself?
Well, it may have had something to do with it because, unfortunately, the girl I knew, she was also suicidal too. It seems to go hand in hand.
That is messed up.
It's a sad fact, guys. But but either way, I think we can all agree. He was depressed, and she pushed him over the edge. There's no denying that. She pushed him over the edge. But
which I don't think was Tammy's intention.
No, probably not. But still, it happened. But anyway, this would explain a lot of things. Like then there was the infamous Jean-Claude Van Damme incident. That would explain that completely. Have you heard of that?
No.
I got the footage right here, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I may have to start it over again, but this really did happen at a con. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
You'll barely be able to hear anything because too many people are talking, but
Oh, yeah, yes, I remember that video.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, you heard him. He actually did say that, folks. He actually really did say that, word for word. So
No
yeah, guys,
way.
I'm sorry.
So Jason David Frank, I couldn't
That
hear what
was
he was
really
saying.
him.
What did he
Well,
really say? What did he
I
say?
know.
I don't understand either.
Well, I could barely hear. I could barely hear it, but he practically said like, I swear he practically said like to Jean Claude. Wait a minute. You know, I'm gonna try some. Let me see if I can get those subtitles. No, I can't. I was hoping for closed caption, but no luck.
Oh shucks.
Yeah, but I remember this. I remember it years ago.
Yeah,
Before
I
he
came
committed
across this
suicide,
thing.
this is what he said, and that would show that pretty
Oh, this
shows his
was
true
8 years ago.
8 years
This was
ago.
8
This
years
showed.
ago. Yeah.
So this is what he showed his true colors, that he was actually upset
Yeah.
enough to attack someone.
Well, he practically threatened Jean-Claude Van Damme right there. I mean, he actually said, "Don't f around with me." He actually did say that. I did catch that. Yeah, he actually did say that.
Yeah, I know this about it.
He literally
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah,
Don't corral with
he
him.
really said it.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just back off like he said? Why couldn't he just walk away?
I don't know, man. And
He
it's
could have
like
just walked. He could have just walked away and just turned the other cheek.
I mean, I've heard rumors that supposedly when he was still doing his MMA thing, that he did challenge Jean-Claude to a match in the ring, and maybe that's what this was all about. I don't really know for sure, because I know. So allegedly, Jean-Claude Van Damme did a video explaining this, but I have yet to really come across it, because all I keep coming across is people saying that he said that. You know what I mean? So I can't take
Yeah.
their word for it. But guys, if anybody out there, if they're not going to take our word for it, that's not going to hurt my feelings. I understand. I suggest you do your research. That's the truth. I'm just merely stating, what I know.
And you know what? I always believe that the truth always hurts.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we have to accept that fact. But
Yeah,
that doesn't mean
but
we
that's
can't
like
Sorry,
him.
go ahead. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean we can't like him and what he did in his movies and what he did, how he changed our lives since our childhood.
And he was still dedicated to all of us fans.
Oh
He
yeah,
really was.
he changed
He
my
never-
life.
Yeah.
He changed my life since I was young. I've always wanted to be the Green Ranger because since my childhood, I always wanted to dress like him because I liked the way his suit was. I liked the way it was designed.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why I drew. That's the reason why I traditionally drew and sketched Power Ranger fan arts.
Yeah. Totally.
Even in Halloween themes that I drew in 2018.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
He was really a hero from my childhood. But after seeing what I've seen, I'm just sorry to see that his true colors is that he was actually easily irritable.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth, because
But
even
still,
Walter Jones
I
has
just
kind of
wish
said
he
it.
could have gotten help, because I always tell people, because if you're having some sort of inner demon that's bothering you, or you feel like you're getting to the point to where you just feel you're giving yourself a ultimatum, people are here for you. I mean, I just want people to know that. Because some of my friends have been dealing with mental health, and they never admitted to me that they were suicidal, but I do worry about them. That's why, situations like this with Jason, it's really important to remember that people are there for you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I always believe that too.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with a lot of family dramas myself.
Yeah,
but I've learned from those mistakes that I've made, and I'm very focused on the present.
Good way to go, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, maybe this is Jason's
And
final.
one thing I have to question is, why did Tammy bring all this in public? She didn't have to do that. She should have just settled this privately. You know, I
Maybe
mean,
she-
it was no one else. Like I said earlier, it was no one else's business except for him and Tammy. Leave complete strangers and the public out of it. Nobody knows exactly what was going on. Nobody knows the ins and outs of the situation because it was none of anyone else's business except theirs. So, like,
exactly. I just think it was.
leave people out of it. It has nothing to do with them. Leave them out of it.
I think Tammy in my opinion, Tammy made a poor decision.
Yeah,
Made a poor decision to make that, and I think that was a unwise choice to do that. Maybe she was doing that, but her deliberation, but Jason committing suicide was not part of Tammy's intentions.
Well, from what I remember, she accused him of having an affair, which there was definitely no proof of that. So
No,
and
there was no, and I believe that. Even though I find this hard to accept, but Jason David Frank, in my opinion, he brought it upon himself to kill himself. But Tammy, I just think Tammy had no intention of making him do that. He believed that wasn't supposed to happen.
No, probably not. I'm sure.
I just think that Jason David Frank never told Tammy this.
Well, it is possible that she didn't know the full spectrum. I mean, there's lots of stories of people who have that kind of depression, and their spouse has no idea. They put on one heck of a brave face to quote those commercials, about depression.
Yeah, but Jason David Frank never told us fans about this.
No, how they managed to keep that quiet from all of us is beyond me. So
yeah, even the same thing, and it's almost like what I experienced with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
You remember how Robin Williams in 2014, how he died?
Yeah, I remember.
He was suicidal because he suffered from depression. He never told us that.
Nope.
I really know how you feel about this. A lot.
Yeah.
And most people who suffer from depression don't tell us anything.
Nope.
They don't tell us everything because they keep it to themselves because they don't want to make themselves look bad in front of the public.
Yep, I'm afraid so.
That's the one thing. I just wish Jason David Frank would have gotten help.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But he didn't. But he chose not. But he chose not to.
Yeah.
He chose not to because he thought it would make himself look bad as a Power Ranger figure, a legend. But no matter how it starts, you need somebody. People need to get. Everybody needs help. Need to get help.
Exactly.
Even if it's costly.
Yeah.
Like costly, not like money wise, but you might lose a few fans. You might lose a few supporters. You might lose a few fan followers. But no matter how it goes, you're still you. You're still famous. You're still Tommy Oliver. There's an old saying: once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Jason David Frank will be remembered that always. Even when I drew him, the sketch that I drew, he will forever be remembered as my childhood hero. Because he was truly a legend and a hero from my childhood since I was very young in the 90s, when he was first in all the Power Ranger franchises, even when he passed on his powers to TJ Johnson.
Yeah.
And then he came back in Forever Red, and then he came back as the Black Dino Ranger, which, in my opinion, was triple cool. Recorded all the shows. I recorded all the shows on ABC Kids back then. I still have a few tapes that I have, and I lost one of the two others. But I still have them. Wow. I keep those as a memory.
Yeah, totally.
And my question is...
So, guys, I have to go early because dinner's already already
Oh,
ready, and I have
I
to be there
understand
by now.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Nicholas, for having with us.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan. And you have a sorry.
Yeah.
You have
But
a
I'll be
triple
there
great,
later
great,
on
great.
in the text, in the
Okay.
comments,
Thanks,
Okay.
man.
Well, you have
if I can.
well, Jonathan Cohen, you have a triple great, great, great night and a bon appetit.
Yeah. See you later,
Thank,
Jonathan.
thank you, Duke of Arts.
You're welcome.
See you,
May
man.
the power protect you.
Always.
Totally. But yeah. But, you know, it's just that it all makes sense now because of all this. It explains his feud with Austin because taking things so personally. And, you know, years ago when I saw him do stuff like that, I was thinking to myself, man, you know, I guess it just came down to, I guess that was like the moment where I realized the old cliche here of he's only human. But
That's the thing.
Hey.
We're all only human.
I hate using that term because it's been milked to death in the worst way. But yeah,
But still, it's true. No matter
Yeah.
what it is, it's true. We're
It
only
is.
human.
yeah,
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
yeah. If only he had gotten help.
Yeah, if only he had gotten help. That would have been. If he was alive today, he would have liked my artwork.
I'm sure he would have.
He would have understood me, and he know what he would have done.
What?
He would have followed my art page, the Duke of Arts, on Facebook.
I think he would
I
have.
mean, and he would have sent me an autographed picture, which I'll never get a chance to do now. I've been getting some autographed pictures from different celebrities. Tim Allen, Big Bird from Sesame Street, and I even got an autographed picture from Robert Downey Jr.
Oh wow,
And believe it or not, Robert Downey Jr. reached out to me.
really?
Oh yeah, it was totally a surprise. I didn't expect it either. He saw my art on Facebook and reached out to me and asked me if I could do a portrait of him.
Oh wow.
And you know what I did? I got busy immediately, drew a sketch portrait of Robert Downey Jr., made a print copy of him, and I fan mailed it to him. And in return, he gave me an autographed picture with no return address and said,
Sure.
"Best wishes, Robert Downey Jr."
Oh man, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean that was really, I mean, that's why I thought about reaching out to celebrities to see if they can do the same, even though if it takes a while or longer or even years because of their agents.
Yeah, agents and all that stuff. And besides, who knows? Maybe some of these websites they don't check them. Maybe. So,
Maybe because they're busy with other careers and other projects.
Yeah, I can picture that.
Which I totally do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jason David Frank, I wish I would have gotten an autographed picture of him.
Yeah. That's the thing that I hate to see the most, that there's so many out there that'll never get that opportunity because of this.
Yeah. He would have responded back to my letter. I wrote that to him on late September through October into November on the same day that he died in 2022.
See.
When that happened, when that affected me, I wrote a memorial letter. I was too depressed to share it online until a year later. I shared it online, showed my art illustrations, and how I send my condolences to the family and to all the friends of Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
You saw it, movie fan.
I did.
Yeah, and I remember him liking some of my comments that I left on Instagram. That was some good acknowledgement. To at least, interact with him from a distance. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still like him.
Oh, of course.
I still like him. He changed my life since my childhood. And oh my gosh.
Well,
I mean, he was brilliant. He was brilliant, and he still is in heart. He still is in heart, and maybe he is in spirit.
Yeah,
Who
and that's
knows? Who knows where he is now?
yeah,
But
and that's I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but who knows where he is in the afterlife? Like either
Yeah,
in limbo or in heaven, which I hope that he is.
yeah, yeah. And that's something that everybody I think needs to learn from this. Now that we're finding out stuff like this, you know, we shouldn't think less of him for it. And I don't. Not, I don't at all. And I know you guys don't either.
Nope, we don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't.
Not at
I
all.
never do.
Not at all.
No.
I never do because he was really a legend.
Yeah. It's just
Not
that
at all.
he had problems like so many of us, and unfortunately he just didn't get help for it. That's all there's to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and the thing is, about when the news of his past of Jason David Frank's passing was spread like wildfire. What I really appreciate is that Austin St. John did not badmouth him in any way. And even still he honored him and he was still respectful. So I props to Austin for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And that's
he
a
was.
key thing.
Austin St. John was a good friend of Jason David Frank. So was Amy Jo Johnson and Walter Jones.
Well,
Even the Dino Thunder Rangers. James
well,
Napier.
well, I hate to say that Jason probably would have said otherwise because, he did say a lot of bad things about Austin, but Austin's never said anything bad about him, ever.
Nope.
Heck,
That's what I
even,
like about Austin is that he was the mature one in the so-called feud.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He is very and Jason and Austin St. John is mature.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
what I like
yeah.
about him as the Red Ranger.
Yeah, he has made some bad errors. There's no denying that, like that T-shirt thing. But fortunately, he didn't go through with that. Fortunately, he came to his senses before it was too late.
Yeah.
Well, correction. Fortunately, he listened to the people who were saying hell no, and the people who were begging him, please don't go through with it, myself included. I was right. I even made a video saying, please, I beg you, don't do this, because he didn't go through it yet, so there was still time. And he backed out on that, thank goodness. But yeah. Heck, he even gave me a thumbs up when I told him I knew you'd do the right thing. He actually did on Twitter, yeah. But
You mean Austin St. John said that? Thumbs you up? Gave you a thumbs up?
Yeah, on his channel. Or possibly the guy who works for him, I don't know. But yeah, you know how it is with these things. But
That's very great. That's great to know that Austin St. John is the mature.
well, maybe to a point, because I hate to say this, there is some small truth about the compulsive liar thing. Or maybe
Yeah.
he just exaggerates a little. Because,
We all do.
yeah, but
Mhm.
I mean, I remember a few small little things that came up, like two stories from Fanword that he did, where he was talking about like how he got the role of Jason. Now, granted, what he was talking there, one could say that maybe it was kind of necessary to try to go all in to really show off, to convince them that you're the right one for the job. So I can picture to a point he may have slightly exaggerated. However, another story, well, unfortunately, it sounds a little too comedic for me, so I think he made that up. He was telling a story in another video about when he worked in a bar. Apparently, he claimed this, and apparently there's this one guy razzing him. I forget exact details on that. I don't know if this guy even knew who he was or whatever, but he was razzing him, and he was like, "Well, I just want to dick him," and the boss was like, "No, okay, just one time, no." That sounds like a comedy sketch, so I think he kind of made that one up.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah.
I think it's more than that, movie fan.
Oh, in what way?
I think it's possible that he was probably trying to who knows? Maybe he was trying to not make himself look bad in front of the audience.
It could be, yeah. I mean, he was just
Maybe
kind of telling that story. That's about all I could tell you there. So,
yeah, my guess is he was probably, who knows, was trying to keep things. Maybe he was trying to lie low.
maybe. Well, it's just the how, because supposedly his boss was. Oh no! I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear. It wasn't him that was going like no to himself. It was like his boss right there going no, 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 don't do it. No, no, don't do it. That's more like a comedy sketch right there. So
Yeah, and
that's where I
it
think
kind of
might
made,
have
and
made
you know what? It kind of made me laugh a little when you say that, because no, don't do that when you say that like that.
Yeah.
It kind of made me giggle.
Yeah. Yeah. But
That almost sounds like that almost sounds comedic right there. The way you did it,
Yeah, thanks.
the way you did it, it kind of made me.
But
That,
yeah.
and you know what? Even though when people get comedic like that, they should be on a comedy show.
Yeah, I don't have what it takes, that's for sure. But thanks anyway. But
Yeah, and speaking of which, if Jason David Frank were still here, if JDF were still here, I think he would be most likely at maybe at Awesome Con or Go Go Ranger Station.
Who?
Jason?
Yeah, Jason David Frank. If he were still here, I think he would
If
definitely.
he was still here, but he still has like what Jason David Frank has is children.
Yeah.
Other than Gina Frank, who actually follows into his father's footsteps, Jason David Frank also has sons, Hunter and Jacob Frank.
Yeah.
I heard that Austin St. John dragged Jacob down after gossiping about him. All the bad mistakes he made. And I said in the comments, just because he made those mistakes, he will probably learn from the past. And he's nothing's untrue when it's been said. And I said, true, but I believe that he has learned his lessons. Is focusing on the now. And that's the problem with people today. People always dwell on the bad things that has happened before, and they want people to know that because they don't want anybody to support. Who knows?
Yeah.
But in my opinion, like it's because they're stuck up.
It happens.
You know, it's kind of like on Alice in Wonderland, how the flowers didn't give Alice a chance because the flowers were very stuck up. They didn't give her a chance. It feels like we must give people who made the mistakes to see if they change and see that they have changed, and we have to make sure that it's true to see if they've changed, and you have to give them a chance, just like you have to, like a flower among the weed, like the weed among the flowers, or a flower among the weeds.
Yeah.
Accept people. It's called accepting a person's difference.
Yeah.
Why aren't people like that today? Because we're human. Because we're human.
Yeah, not to mention miserable too. Yeah, because some people are miserable and they want to bring people down because they're unhappy with themselves. You know what I mean?
Yep, and that's the point. That's the whole point of it. Because people are miserable because they want to feel the exact thing that they feel. But no. But me, I never let people's words get the better of me. People had gossiped about me a long time ago for the mistakes that I've made, but they don't matter to me anymore. Those old chapters are behind me now. Because of one thing. I've changed. I've learned from my mistakes, and I always focus on the present. I never let a person's negative words get the better of me because of one thing. I believe it's more because I'm on the autism spectrum. People say that's just an excuse. No, it's not. It's not an excuse. It's what makes me into who I am and who other people are, and who other people are with autism too.
Yeah, I have autism as well.
Yep. Mine used to be severe when I was little, but thanks to my mom, who was an occupational therapist, a retired occupational therapist, helped other children with disabilities because of me.
Yeah, I totally feel you.
Oh yeah, I had to learn from my mistakes, and I just wish a person would reconnect with me. But I guess it's up to them to decide that.
Yeah, yeah. Some people, I mean, I hate to break it to you, Duke of Arts, but some people are just not worth it. You know,
Nope,
because
they're not worth
because
it.
some people, because if a friendship or relationship ends, just move on to the next person. There's always going to be someone you can be friends with. You can be friends for a short time. You can be friends long term, and you could be friends for the rest of your life. You never know. There's plenty of people they're born
I
with.
tried that. I tried that, and I did, and I still will try doing that.
Me
I will
too.
still keep
Me
on
too.
going because I keep on moving forward, and that's what we must all do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you know what I'm doing right now?
Hmm.
I've been thanks to Jason because my inspiration was because of Jason David Frank. My character designs were inspired by Jason David Frank because I'm doing a hopefully published book series just like R.L. Stein did.
Rock on.
I'm doing the Texan Twin series. It's not a Western series. Texan is just a popular name for two of my main antagonists, Alan and Jay. Inspired by Jason David Frank, and also because it's dedicated to my stepdad who passed away last year.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
My condolences.
Thank you. He was a good father, but anyway, I'm doing a Texan Twin series, and I even made book cover designs, which you can check on my Facebook page anytime you'd like.
Cool.
Yeah, sure, just send it. Just send it in the chat and I'll give you a follow on Facebook. Sure.
I will do that. You can also look me up on Facebook too with the same name, the Duke of Arts.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm gonna
And I'm also a
put my middle-
YouTuber too.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna put my middle name in here so you can find my Facebook, and yeah, and my YouTube is the same name as it's on your screen, Nicholas C. Rogers. Yeah, that's my channel. That's my YouTube channel, and that's mostly, yeah.
And my
I also
YouTube
have
channel is the
Instagram
same
too.
name as is the same name as mine, the Duke of Arts.
Yeah, I also have Instagram too. Movie Fan follows me.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I have an Instagram too, which I mostly hardly use because I'm very busy on Facebook sharing my art.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to give you a follow on Facebook. There's my full name in the chat if you want to find me on Facebook. So
I will do
yeah.
that. Oh, and one
Thank
more
you.
thing. And you know what else I know? Jason David Frank, if he was alive today, it would be great that he would receive my letter and would follow me as well.
I like to think he would have liked what I had created before.
He would have liked it too.
Yeah. I showed
He
you
would
that,
have
Duke.
he would have liked it too, and believe it or not, even though it's hard for me to accept that he's gone, still the same thing with my dad who passed away, my stepfather who passed away.
Yeah.
It's still hard for me to accept that he's gone, but he's not forgotten, and he never will be.
Nope.
He never will be.
Well, he is by David Muir, but who cares what that jerk thinks? From
Who?
World
Let
News.
people think. All I can say is let people think what they want.
Yeah.
Who?
Let people think what they want.
Oh, David Muir, the host of World News Tonight, the one who didn't care to talk about Jason when it happened, even though the world was in tears. But the minute that Twitch killed himself, all of a sudden, oh God, yeah, got to talk about him. You know, I know, just because he was on Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, no offense to him, but I hate to say this, but it was politically motivated because, and I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. I mean, I guess maybe Jason meant nothing to him, but that's no excuse. He meant the world try telling the whole world that,
Wait a minute. It's not that Aaron guy who directed Legend of the White Dragon, is it, or is it a different guy?
No, a very different guy. It's not that Aaron guy. Not no. Um, you're, I'm talking the World News, the host of the World News. He never spoke of Jason when he died, but
I
when
didn't think he would. I didn't think he
Is
would.
that the son?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, movie fan. It's just that that name is, very new to me. I have no idea who that even was
It's
until you said it. So
yeah,
I'm
you're,
sorry.
you're probably better off because the World News is nothing but bad news. It's all misery, woe, this going bad, that going bad. You're better off. The world's
is it
better
Fox?
off.
Was it Fox News or CNN?
Oh, ABC.
ABC. I kind of
Yeah.
figured.
The World News.
ABC, as in ABC Family.
No, just ABC, local ABC channel.
Yeah,
Yep, the ABC
news.
channel.
They
Yeah,
talk
because when I
about
think of ABC, I think of ABC Family.
Yeah,
well, that'd be a
I
good
remember
thing.
that ABC Kids, which I used to record the Dino Thunder show when
Yeah,
it aired on that.
I remember seeing Power Rangers on ABC Family. I remember
Yeah.
seeing that on ABC
Yeah,
Family. I'm
All
curious,
of
is
it.
ABC
I've seen it
Family
all
even
too.
a thing anymore?
I've seen it all too back in my childhood time.
Yeah. Is ABC Family even still a thing?
I don't think it is anymore, to be honest. I'm not sure.
No, it's not there
Probably
anymore.
probably
like it
not.
used to.
Probably not because no matter what as time goes by, time has a way of changing things.
In the worst
Mhm.
way, too.
Some of it is worse only if you think that way.
Yeah, I
No.
think I saw in space on ABC Family Power Rangers in Space because I was born the year In Space was first airing.
And I was
For
born
me,
in
it was on
1991.
Fox.
I was
And I was born
2002.
I was born in 1991.
1986 for me. So I'm the oldest,
1988.
unfortunately.
1988. Wait, you know what? And speaking of which, hey Shamar,
Yeah.
did you know that your birthday is right before mine? Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Mine's April 11th.
Yeah,
You
mine
know
is
what?
April 12th.
You know what? I think I'm going to wrap up this live stream for everybody here. Just the live
Okay.
stream itself, because I think we said all that needs to
Yeah.
be said. But
Mhm.
I will.
And I think
end with,
it's a good thing, movie fan.
yeah, and I
Mhm.
will
And I
end
think
with
and I you know what I also think?
What?
I think Jay Watch, like Jonathan, for reminding me to come here when it
Yeah,
involves
thanks.
Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jonathan, for that, and thanks for coming again, Jonathan. And I want to thank
And I'm
everybody.
glad I'm glad I was able to came. And by the way, if there's another event that has something to do, let me know because I'll try to be there.
I'll definitely do that. And you might want to try and check up on my Instagram. I've been sharing some pictures of my Power Rangers helmet that I'm working on. I've gotten some pretty good progress.
Well, believe it or not, I have a Power Ranger helmet too.
Oh yeah, which one?
Yeah, me.
I got the White Ranger.
Oh, nice.
The whole helmet that you can put over your face, just like Jason David Frank did.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it finished?
Yeah,
Did I
I
have
just have a Blue Ranger T-shirt that with the Triceratops power coin in the middle, just like the
yeah.
movie.
That's awesome.
You'll see.
Yeah, there's Shamar's there.
See?
Yeah, believe it. Oh, there it is. Yep. I got a Blue Ranger one too.
Mine's green.
I became the White Ranger for Halloween in 2024.
Nice. Well, right now I'm working on the Black Ranger, and I'm actually painting that myself. I probably will get on to the next chapter of that tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to air that, but I am working on it though.
Well, I'm glad I was able to be a part of this live stream.
Thanks, Duke.
No problem.
Glad you were able to make it. But
yeah, and then I'm glad I was able to. I'm just sorry. I just regret that I missed the the Grinch version last year.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
I had a lot to do.
I understand. We're all busy in one way or another. So yeah.
Yeah. If there's another live stream thing that we could do, I want to be part of it.
Okay, I'll definitely. Well, I definitely post on the group chat on Google there, so I'll definitely keep that in mind. I
Okay,
always,
and Jonathan Cohen reminds me.
yeah, that helps too. But yeah, but for everybody out there, I do want to leave by saying that, even though I did bring up something that is a sad fact to know about Jason, that doesn't
Mhm.
mean we shouldn't think any less of him. I don't,
Yeah,
and I know none of us do.
and
You
I
know,
don't, and I never do.
nope.
Mm-mm.
Because don't forget, despite his flaws of going off the handle, I'm just going to put it that way politely here. You know, you know, he had his problems. We all have our problems, and he still was a great inspiration to us all.
Yeah,
And he
no
always
one.
will, and he always will. He always will. Jason David Frank will always be an inspiration for us all.
Totally. So, on that note, once again I want to thank everybody here today. Thank you, Shamar, for coming, and especially you, Nicholas, Duke, and Jonathan, who oh, and Jordan. Thanks for chiming in. So, well, on that note, this is Movie Fan signing off.
All right. Have a triple great day. I mean, night. Sorry.